Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is August, and welcome back to Youth Pastor Reacts. I'm a youth pastor, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Warning XXI Century Blood. I'm very excited for this. This is the official music video that I'm going to be starting off with, which was posted 9 years ago. It's a 6-minute video, and then we're going to be going to the live version from the Pepsi Center, which was just a year ago. And at first glance, I'm kind of wondering why the official video is like twice the length as the live performance. So I'm not too sure why. There might be some storytelling or some parts that don't have the song playing. So I'm very excited either way to jump into this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what it's got. I don't know what that said. What the heck? Okay, go hard.
Will the new generation lost her salvation? Another problem to be solved. Will the groundbreakers honey living for the money? 21st century blood. Immortal souls dying, empires are falling. We're just waiting to be crushed. Politicians trying, but we know they're lying. Every truth has been sold. Hey, hey, yeah.
Dang. You have been warned by Nature's Factory, The Road to Health. Interesting. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Nature's Factory is. That was a crazy song, though. My gosh. Wow. That is so deep and impactful in today's age. The 21st century blood. Everybody's addicted to their phones and not even aware of what's going on in the world around them, right? Like everybody has this blindfold on. And at first I was kind of confused. I was trying to figure out what's going on, but they are essentially using this phone, which is interesting because it's see-through. So I'm not sure if there's a deeper meaning in that. There probably is, but it's kind of, it looks more advanced essentially, right? But it's glass, which is weird. So it's like they're not even really holding anything besides just glass. Like it's not really worth a whole lot. Um and then they're completely blindfolded to the world. They're not even aware of what's going on around them, and they're literally sitting in front of each other, right? These people were literally sitting at the same table in front of each other, but not speaking. They didn't talk to each other. They were just glued to their phones and they were texting each other. Dude, that happens today. That totally happens today. Where you're like in the same room as somebody and you're just texting them, right? Because we're so glued to our phones, we don't even look up. We don't even look at the world around us or really see anything that's happening. And in the beginning, there's this guy who doesn't have the blindfold on. He's in his vehicle. He might have been driving potentially or something. And then there's these guys that come after him, and they're almost like hunting him down, like they're the hunters, because they end up shooting him. And then they show up later on in the video when this dude uh is about to jump just before they're in the office. So it's like almost like get like alerted to, hey, somebody just took their blindfold off, or hey, this user is offline. Go hunt them down because they can't be aware of what's going on. It's almost like the people that are in control, the people that are on top aren't wanting them to even be aware of what's going on. Like they're doing it to themselves, but there's also a hand in charge, a hand that's overseeing everything and that doesn't want the people to be aware of of anything around them. That's so interesting. And even the baby in the very beginning, like they're put in the pod with a blindfold on and they're like almost registered to that account. That's so wild to see that. Induction chamber number 90125. Wow, induction chamber. They're being inducted into kind of technology. They're being like joined with it, right? Almost like this cyberpunk futuristic world, but it's also happening today. This isn't so far in the future. This is today. You're not physically blindfolded, but you practically are, right? Because a lot of people are just so glued to their phone, all the screen time that they have and everything. It's also interesting how his stopped working. Like it's not that he wanted to take his blindfold off or that he just did, but it's that his device stopped working, and when that happened, he had nothing to turn to but to, take his blindfold off and see the world. And it's interesting because there's like this bluish filter that's being used, but as soon as he takes his blindfold off, he sees the sun. The sun comes in and it fills the room with like a yellow hue. And it like brightens up the world. Like the world seems maybe more enticing or more attractive. So it's interesting. I was kind of wondering what he was going to do. But he ends up walking to wow, it's so cool also that it's showing the sun as they're playing the instrument. Like, hey, we are in the light. Like, we're aware of what's going on, but these people aren't as they're telling this story. But it's interesting how he goes and he jumps off a building, like, and then he trips somebody, and then they their phone breaks, so they go offline and then they take off their blindfold. And oh, man, that's such an interesting topic or imagery, like symbolism. It's wow, it's so interesting. But I'm wondering why he killed himself by seeing the world. That's something that's really interesting to me. Maybe he was just so used to his phone that he felt like he had nothing else. But it would almost seem like he would, I don't know, want to tell other people, "Hey, look what I discovered." Share it with others, which essentially he did, but not on purpose, right? That wasn't his first goal. His goal was, he was depressed and he took his life. Um, yeah. And then they're all looking at the very end. Everybody's looking, almost looking to us as the audience who are watching this on a screen. It's like a bigger picture, like they're pointing it back to us. Look at us watching this on a screen. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to be glued, or are we going to actually go touch some grass, right? That's what it's called in the gaming world. Go touch some grass. Get out, enjoy the world, enjoy the God's creation and all of that. That was a really good music video, and you could tell they really had a budget for this. I mean, that was awesome. That was really cool to see. So let's go ahead and dive into the lyrics. All right, so I got the lyrics pulled up here. Starts out by saying, "We are the new generation, lost our salvation. Another problem to be solved. We're the groundbreakers, honey, living for the money. 21st century blood." Huh. We are the new generation. We're stepping in. This is us. But we lost our salvation, which is interesting. Comparing that to yourself. Huh. Comparing being attached to your phone to your own salvation because you're so distracted with what's going on in the world. You're not even having relationship with people or let alone God. That's so interesting, huh? Another problem to be solved. We're the groundbreakers, living for the money. We're chasing, we're constantly chasing things. They're kind of calling out their own generation in a sense, right? They really are. But it's so true because how many people are chasing things, living for the money, living for the thrill, living just to feel something, right? That's so relatable. Immortal souls dying, empires are falling. We're just waiting to be crushed. Like the world is tumbling down. Things are being destroyed all around us. We're literally just waiting for it to happen. And that's so true because man, that reminds me, in scripture it talks about how the end of the world, when the end of the world comes, everything is going to be destroyed. Right? Think about the craziest kingdoms and castles and fortresses that have been built up and they're fortified, they have crazy defenses and all that stuff. Everything is going to tumble down and be destroyed. Politicians trying, but we know they're lying. Every truth has been sold. I don't need to say much about that, but that is very true, right? To be a politician is almost to be a liar, right? It's crazy, but they tell you what you want to hear, essentially, right? No matter what side you're on, there are things happening, there are lies being told, and we're the people. We're the people that are just supposed to accept it. We make buildings when what we need are bridges. Wow. That is a deep line. We make buildings. We want to elevate ourselves. But in reality, we need bridges. We need to connect. We need to reach out to those around us. We're stuck within these walls. Everyone with blank faces trying to fill the blank spaces that we left a long time ago. Trying to fill any time that you have, right? I think of TikTok, the doom scrolling, right? Being stuck on your phone. You're trying to fill that time. You're trying to fill the blank spaces, right? You're trying to get out of the silence. You're stuck within these walls, not wanting to be social and reach out. What will our future hold? Will we regret our addiction to the rush? Wow. Again, just chasing the rush, chasing the thrill of life. People do some crazy things to chase the rush. I was watching a video not too long ago about these people that were literally subway surfing. Like they would get on trains in like New York or some other area, and they would just ride on top of the train. And like people were dying, but they had the thrill, they had the rush. And so that's so interesting. Will we regret our addiction of trying to chase the rush and the thrill of what life can bring us? Because oftentimes we disregard the consequences of what that might bring into our lives. We've always been crazy, so let's fly away and roam through the world that is slowly burning in the flames. That's so true. That's so true. The world is burning. The world is deteriorating. We always want to build this utopia. Everyone has this idea of utopia where everything is perfect and, everyone works together and all that stuff. That's not realistic. We live in a broken and fallen world that is burning in the flames, that is crashing down. Things are being destroyed. Everyone's in depression because of an obsession with stereotypes around the world. Worldwide starvation, but in this situation, no one seems to care at all. Our communication replaced by animation. Television has control. Every question answered. Internet demands us to worship it like a god. This is a deep song, and I really hope people think about the message that is in this because it's so good. Like people need to wake up and look around them and realize how true this is. That we're literally addicted to technology and the internet. It's like when your internet goes out, right? Like your power goes out, your internet goes out. That's like the worst thing ever. Like think about the impact it would have on our world if an EMP were to be put off and there was no technology, there was no internet. Would we even survive? Would we even be able to survive? Like think about that. Think about our connection to technology and how much we rely on it. Like in every aspect of our lives, we rely on technology, right? We're watching this video. You guys are watching this video, and yeah, it's just so wild. And there's worldwide starvation. People are dying around us. There's a lot of poor people, in our streets, or even maybe not in our streets, but around the world. There's so many people that are starving, but no one seems to care. A lot of people are just focused on their lives, right? And just trying to get by. What will our future hold? Will we regret our addiction to the rush? Our world is slowly burning in the flames. This is probably one of my favorite warning songs. I would absolutely have to say. Very deep, very relatable, and such a big message that they're showing here at such a young age too. This was 9 years ago when this song was put out. Yeah, that is so awesome. Dang. Okay, well, let's go to the live performance. This is live from the Pepsi Center. So let's go ahead and see what it's got.
With a new generation lost their salvation, another problem to be solved. With the groundbreakers honey, living for the money, 21st century blood. Immortal songs dying, empires
awesome. 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 I love that performance. Yeah, they're so good performing live, man. There's nothing like it. Like you guys are absolutely right. Watching them live is amazing. I loved every part of that. But yeah, talking about the future, talking about what does the future hold? I mean, it's kind of more surreal now. Thinking about AI and all that kind of stuff. Like, what impact is AI going to have on the world or on the job market or anything like that? That's kind of scary to think about. You know what I mean? But it's yeah. Are we going to regret what we're doing right now? Creating AI to replace jobs and to make such a big impact within our world. Are we going to regret that? Are we going to regret, you know, this progress that we're making because we're not thinking about the consequences. We're not thinking about what's going to happen from it. It's so interesting. It's such an interesting topic. I'd love to know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. If you guys have any thoughts about the song or anything that I mentioned, I'd love to start some good conversations down in the comments. As well as if you guys have any more reactions or recommendations, I would greatly appreciate it. Go ahead and leave that down in the comment section as well if you could. But yeah, also if you liked the video, please be sure to give it a like. I always do appreciate that. But yeah, this was a good one. So, anyways, guys, hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.